Hey everyone, and happy Halloween! Have any of you ever wondered where some of our more popular Halloween icons come from? I'm going to share with you some of the Halloween symbols that I find exceptionally cool. I'm going to make this video short and sweet, but if you're interested in any full Halloween history documentaries, I've linked some of my favorites below. First, the bat. The bat has always been perceived as the vampire or the bloodsucker, something really scary. No thanks to Hollywood's exaggerations. But the bat has always been a good omen. One of the first Halloween traditions was to light bonfires to get rid of the waste and debris from the earlier harvest. And these bonfires would attract insects that might be ruining any leftover crops. And bats would always be seen flying overhead and getting their fill of juicy insects. So the bat was known to protect crops and keep plagues away, and people appreciated them. Same with spiders. They were seen more often around a certain time of year. They eat all the extra bugs. You see a lot of spider webs in the fall, and they were one of the few insects that wouldn't ruin a crop. Next is ghosts. We've all known ghosts to walk around in spooky white blankets with sunken eyes and sunken mouth. And the meaning behind that blanket is simply a burial shroud. It was the blanket that bodies would be wrapped in before being put into their coffin and buried. So when the dead arose, they'd still be wearing their ghostly shroud. And I've always loved that one in particular. Last but not least, I wanted to mention jack-o'-lanterns. There are a few stories floating around on the internet, so I'm sure none of us really know what the first story was. I know a more common story is a man named Stingy Jack skips out on a bar tab. I'm going to tell you a story that I heard a long time ago, like pre-internet days, and this one was pretty cool. The version I'm more familiar with is still a man named Jack, not particularly a very good fellow, is running through the woods away from a Christian village, and he's just stolen something, and he comes across the devil. The devil tells him it's his time to die, and of course, not wanting to die, Jack decides he's going to convince the devil to play a trick on these people who he's just stolen from. And, the devil loves a good trick. So the devil decides to go through with this trick by turning himself into a coin because he could take whatever shape he wanted and help Jack pay for the item that he had stolen. And then he would disappear and leave these good Christian folk to argue over who stole the coin. And after this plan went through, the devil returned himself to Jack's satchel, and inside the satchel was the item that Jack had stolen, and it turns out it was a silver cross. So the devil was trapped inside, and Jack refused to let him out until he promised to never take his soul to hell. The devil had to agree to this, of course, and allowed Jack to live out his life. So after death, Jack's soul was refused at the gates of heaven and hell, and his soul was doomed to wander the earth for an eternity in the darkness. And Satan took some pity on him and gave him one eternally burning ember from the pits of hell. And Jack was said to have carved out a turnip, put the ember inside it, and used it as a lantern to light his way in the darkness. And that is where we get the name Jack-o'-lantern, Jack of the Lantern. I've always preferred that version to someone skipping out on a bar tab. It's just too modern for me. But there you have it. The next time you see someone decorating their house with ghostly figures or bats or spiders or jack-o'-lanterns, you'll know what those symbols used to mean to people in the past and how they brought themselves into the future as a decoration. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you'll share some of these facts with friends and family. Have a safe and happy Halloween. Till next time.